Predictions and Prophecies, Chapter 6. Many think the afterlife is one of happiness, joy, and having all they could want in their earthly needs, and they would be wrong. This is not how it is at all. To reach the level where everything one could desire is attained, many levels indeed have to be gone through and experienced. No one can go beyond the path they have earned, and none can go down to those levels lower than them. Once a path is walked, it cannot be done again, and yet many of your world say this is so. We tell you now, it is not how man says. There are those who say you can go lower down to paths but cannot go higher. They are wrong in this teaching, as none can go on any path other than that destined for him. Once a lesson is learned, it cannot be relearned, as there is no need, so walking the same path again would be fruitless. The idea of your journey is to grow, and to go backwards would not be growth, so it will not happen, my friends. It is also said you will meet all your loved ones again on leaving this world. We're sorry to tell you this will not always happen immediately, unless you're all of the same level at the time of your passing. There are many paths and vibrational levels, and they all run parallel to one another. You could be on any one of these, and they could be on any one of the others. Eventually your paths and journeys will meet, and you will then see each other again. But it's not as it is in your world, and when you come to us you will understand. It's only important to you in your human form, and when that earthly shape and form leaves you, the things you worry of now will cease to concern you. Be assured, those who have left your earthly life are on a journey of discovery still. We would love to assure you that they are happy and at peace where they have gone, but this cannot be said of all, as it depends on the life they led whilst with you. For those who did wrong, they will have to learn what it is they did to others, and will have to pay for it in some ways. This does not mean they are suffering, for they don't. Where they come to us, they rejoice in their punishments, for they know these will take them to higher levels of awareness and understanding. It's after they've undergone this and been shown what it is they did wrong that they'll come back to relive their lives. Some of their punishment will be in their next life spent in your world, as they have to learn and go through what they made others suffer. If they hurt animals, they will suffer at the hand of animals. If they hurt humans, they will suffer at the hands of humans. And if they hurt the planet, they will suffer at the hands of the planet. This is how things must be in order for every one of you to learn and grow, in order to one day be able to live with us in our world for evermore and work with us. Everything has an order to it, and will happen in that order and as planned. You may not understand why some suffer more than others, and why always it's the bad that seem to have and enjoy the most. It is because of these things, my friends. All has its order. If they are living their first or an early life here, it will be a more pleasant one. But when they return to further lives, they will have to undergo what it is they did wrong in their last one. Not all who suffer the most are on their last earthly life, as there are many different levels of suffering, and each is dependent on their past deeds, as we have told you. It is said they will all be known by their deeds, and this is true. The ones who will be hated the most while of your world are the ones who do the most work for us now. They will be ridiculed, defiled, and punished, but others will exalt them and give them the place that is due to them for what is they do. Not all can understand their work. If their own level is of such a low one they cannot possibly understand. It is their behaviour that will often be the worst towards those who do our work, but it will mean little or nothing. As we look after our own in ways that are important for the growth of their soul, if not for the things of your world. Some will receive rewards whilst of your world, as well as when they come to us. And this will often be done so their work for us is made easier to be done. There will be many who will not like to see this, and will then use that against them also. This matters not to us, or to those who work for us, as we know as they do that their hearts are pure. The words man speaks to them that are of a cruel nature mean nothing. Those of you who read our words and have the ability to understand and believe them will more than compensate for those who defile and besmirch the names of our loved ones who have given their lives to do our work with us. The more they suffer at the hands of man's cruel gibes, the more we love them, as they stand tall and firm against them. The more their rewards will be when they come to us, and all they could desire will be theirs. Never again will they have to return to your world to be with such people. But they can stay with us and work for us for the good of mankind in other ways. People believe the rewards received when of our world are as the earthly desires mankind has. They are nothing like these, but are of a very different nature that is unknown until you come to us. They are wonders you cannot even understand, as they're beyond your comprehension. If we told you the words we would use, they would mean nothing to you. It is for this reason many things of the afterlife are to remain a mystery to you, for even if you were to be told, you haven't the knowledge of them to understand them. In the same way you cannot understand who and what we are who speak with you. We know many make up their own ideas of what or who we are, but they're wrong in their thinking. We are many where we are, and all in different ways of being and of working. Some of us guide you, help you, and protect you, but some of us have a job to make sure you learn the lessons you are there to learn, and to see you suffer the things you have to suffer. No one of your world has ever recognised some here have this job to do, as they believe all of us are here to bring peace, love and goodwill at all times. This isn't so, and it's because we love each and every one of you, despite what it is you do, that some have the job of putting you through your earthly sufferings. Even those who do bad and evil things have someone with them to make sure the order of things that are to happen take place. These people may be evil, but they too have their place in the order of all that is to be eventually, and are often the ones you must be thankful for or to. Most of you will find that hard to hear and accept, and that's because you do not have the understanding we told you about. There is badness where we are too, and the ones who encourage the evil acts are those of the bad side of where we exist. There are those of your world who refuse to accept there is badness here, but there is, just as there is in your world. We are both much different, with both sides of dark and light, except you are of the earthly world and we are of a spiritual one, where every one of you will come to learn and eventually stay to be with us forevermore. We do not understand why some of your world refuse to accept there is badness where we are. They have been told of this by others who came before, and who wrote words just as we are giving now, in order for you to know this. Why do they pretend this is not so? They say they are spiritually aware beings, but they are nothing of the sort. They anger us with their teachings of all being pure, good, and anything people of your world want to pretend it is. We are angered by this deception and teaching, for much is done by those who have no understanding at all, and they do this to benefit themselves only and for no other reason. They are elevating themselves to positions that do not warrant it. They are the ones who will suffer when they come to us for all the people they led astray or made suffer at their hands. We are angry as we say these words to you to share, as these people have done much damage in the world and continue to do so. We are upset and angry that this has been allowed to get to where it is now, and we are to make sure this is now brought to a halt. We will never eradicate it totally, as there will always be badness in your world, just as there is in ours, but it will be halted in a great way as the anger is unleashed upon the world as the clean-up begins.